Tensions have continued to increase between the U.S. and China surrounding control of the South China Sea, and Washington has now turned to sanctions against companies it accuses of enabling Beijing in the region. This as Defense Secretary Mark Esper embarks on a Pacific tour with China in mind. RT's Rachel Blevins is joining us now to discuss. So, Rachel, what have we heard from Mark Esper about this latest tour?
Well, this week, Defense Secretary Mark Esper is visiting Hawaii, Guam, and the small island nation of Palau. Now, this is much part of a much broader campaign launched by the U.S. to call on countries to stand up to China. And this portion specifically focuses on the region surrounding the South China Sea. Now, during his address when he was in Hawaii, Esper said, quote, "The Indo-Pacific is the epicenter of a great power complex with China. We're not going to cede this region an inch of ground, if you will, to another country, any other country that thinks their form of government that somehow that's better than what many of us share." Now, Palau is notable because it is one of just 15 states that have maintained official diplomatic relations with Taiwan. Beijing considers Taiwan to be a part of China, and under the One China policy rule, the U.S. is banned from official talks with the self-governing island, but the Trump administration has repeatedly pushed back against that decades-old policy.
So, Rachel, we know China has been very vocal, at least when it comes to Taiwan. How has Beijing responded to the actions taken by the U.S. then?
Yeah, Beijing has threatened direct military action against countries that interfere with Taiwan, and that was one of Esper's biggest complaints. He said, China has tried to modernize its military, and that makes it a threat to the entire world. In response to that, a spokesperson for China's foreign ministry pointed out that the U.S. still has the largest military budget in the world, and it's more than the next 9 countries on that list combined. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Who has
out that the U.S. still has the
all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Lakaha Kadash, and the Bohana to the Elden Apostle of Ultimation who do well. A peace and blessing and salutation to Yahuwah, pushing these rules to the 4 winds of heaven, being on the forefront of this spiritual war, and to make sure Jerusalem is established as a praise. And here on yes again, and the another lesson, it says China fire 4 missiles in the South China Sea amid a U.S. tension. And my point was on Mark 1.51, 1 minute and 51 seconds. When the Chinese ministry, he was speaking about the U.S. is putting sanction on the other nation, but itself is guilty of war crime, conquering another land. He was going to Libya, Iraq, and all of the war crime which America have been committed. And the things of that nature. So that is prophecy right there, man. The skirt of America is being lifted up, man, in front of all of his lovers and all of the peoples, man, to see. Because back in the days, America paraded herself as that package woman. See, you know when the woman is a package, man. See, in the street somewhere, a certain woman, let's say, is a virgin. See, and back in the day, people used to know that this woman is a virgin, man. I think they used to wear a certain kind of clothes so that you can know this is a virgin. See, and things of that nature. This is a married woman. There is a certain way. When you watch an ancient Chinese movie, a married woman used to wear in a certain way. A virgin used to wear in a certain way. A whore used to wear in a certain way. So America, the way it carried itself is like a packaged woman, man, like a virgin. But through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, he put a spirit on the prophet to come on the forefront to expose this bitch, man. And now the nation are following suit. That covering case over the whole nation is being removed, man. So now China is calling out America for its wickedness. Now Germany is calling America. Now France is calling America. And all the nation will call America at the end of the day, man. You see? And that's all of prophecy, man. You see? And the people used to say that you Jemwesi, you are always speaking about Esau, you are always angry about the white man. Are you not afraid that the white man will kill you? Or they used to say that that's why the white man is killing us, because you Jemwesi are speaking too much about it. No, man. The scripture tell you to set your face against Mount Seir. See? It doesn't matter if you have a few Edomites who are good at your job or whatever, you have an Edomite girlfriend. No, man. See? Set your face against Mount Seir and chant Babylon down in a constant pace, man. Not taking breaks, man. Because as long as America is a superpower, there is no kingdom of heaven. Do you think you will go somewhere in Africa and set the kingdom of heaven while America is a superpower? No, man. America have to go for the kingdom of heaven to be here, man. There is America, there is no kingdom of heaven. There is kingdom of heaven, there is no America. Those two can't coexist together. So let's listen to this minister of China. See, calling out America.
Largest military budget in the world, and it's more than the next 9 countries on that list combined. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Who has hundreds of military bases around the world, illegally launched wars and military operations against countries such as Iraq, Syria, Libya, and dispatched warships and planes to waters far away from the mainland to flex their muscles?
Now, China has also accused a U.S. spy plane of breaking into the no-fly zone off its northern coast during a live-fire exercise, and it said that it submitted a complaint to the U.S., noting that any misunderstandings there could have been deadly.
Well, now the U.S. has also announced new sanctions related to China.
So let's get some scripture. Let's get to the scripture. The book of Isaiah, chapter 7. I will start at verse 1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dusty, O virgin daughter of Babylon." And that sitting in the dusty, it is symbolic for America power structure to be broken down to dust, man. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldean, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. You see, for no more, shall no more be called that package of a woman, man. Why? Let's find out. Take the millstone, grind meal, and cover the rock, make bare the leg, and cover the thigh, pass over the river. If we uncover the thigh of a woman, what do we expect to find? See? We expect to see her thigh. We expect to see her genital part. See, what is the difference between a virgin and a whore? When you look at thigh, a genital part, the thigh of a whore, they have what we call cellulite, different infection, STDs, candidiasis, all kind of the diseases, man. Stinking. That's a whore right there, man. So now people are taking a step back and look. America is not what we thought it was, man. Actually, America is this and this and that and that, and that will lead to the destruction of America, man. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen, and that's what's going on, man. All the killing America is doing on the black is the nation are seeing, man. They will get tired and say, let's do away with America, man, with men and nook. And they will take vengeance. That's what is coming, and they will not meet thee as a man. Let's continue. Let's see. Verse 7. And thou said, I shall be a lady forever. I will be a superpower forever. The Edomite are ruling the world, man. They are very proud, man.
so that thou did not lay these things to thy heart, neither did remember the latter end of it. Therefore hear now this, those that are given to pleasure, that dwelleth carelessly, that says in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. And see, these Edomites, they think they are gods, man. For somebody to say, I am, and none else beside me. How about Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man? How about the nation of Israel? You see? I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. The whore is speaking, man. Let's continue to listen, man. But these two things, the Lord is replying to the whore, shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children, widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of the sorcerer. So the Lord is setting America for the great judgment, man. Plague upon a plague, man. See, which will be happening back to back, man. For the great abundance of thy enchantment, for thou hast trusted in thy weakness, thou hast said, none sees me, thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it have perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, and thou shalt not know from whence it rises, and the mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and the desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thy enchantment and with the multitude of thy sorcery, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art wealthy in the multitude of thy counsel, let not the astrologer, the stargazer, the master prognostic stand up and save thee from thee, things that shall come upon thee. See? So a lot of judgment is coming to America, man. A severe judgment, man. See? Self-explanatory. See? Let me see. This is 2 Ezra 15:49. Say, I will send plague upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence again, to waste thy house with destruction and death, and the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower. See, the heat shall realize that is sent over thee, and that heat represents the nuclear missile. Thermo, that's what it's called. Thermo, that word thermo goes back to heat. See, thermonuclear. Thou shalt be weakened as a poor woman is stripe, and as one chastised with wound, so that the mighty and the lover shall not be able to receive thee. You see? With his stripe, man. See? Let's go to the book of Revelation and I will finish this, man. Book of Revelation 18. I started at verse 2. It say, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, is become a habitation of devil, the hold of every false spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bed. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the lust of her fornication, and the king of the earth have committed fornication with her. See, this is different nations, man. And her merchant of the earth shall wax rich through the abundance of her delicacy. Through the abundance of her delicacy. So that is not talking about no Vatican City like there, man. If you can receive. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partake of her sin, and that ye receive not of her plague. For her sin have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquity. Reward her even as he rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her work, in the cup which he have filled to her double. How much he has glorified herself, lived delicious, so much torment in the soul give her, for she says in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. And that is Babylon, man. You have this Babylonian, you're actually thinking they will rule forever, man. They continue parading their weakness over the whole West, continually parading their democracy. And because in that video you listened they were saying that America is actually going to this small island over the Pacific. They are convincing them to go against China, even Vietnam, Philippines, even New Zealand, even Sri Lanka, all of those small islands over there, man. Guam and those islands beside it. What do you think they are telling them, man? Democracy. They are saying, look at China. China, they want to dominate the Indo-Pacific limb as an imperialist or communist or whatever the sensation words they are using. And I think they are comparing China with Japan, because Japan laws is the same way. Japan wanted to conquer the Indo-Pacific, man. So they are convincing them, man, through democracy, man. Through differences, witchcraft, man. See? And they actually think they will continue doing that for eternity, man. You see? That's why the scripture tell you, I sit a queen and I am no widow and shall see no sorrow, man. And that word, the queen, is a wicked word, man. You people who are using queen is a wicked word, man. The queen basically means that a woman who sleeps with many men, man. You see, I don't know the word for that, but that's what it is stemmed from, man. And that is America, man. America is in bed with many lovers, man. And at the end of the day, this different lover won't be able to receive him, man, when her judgment come. It says, verse 8, therefore shall her plague come in one day, this morning a famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshai who judges her. And the king of the earth who have committed fornication live deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Oh, what is that? Let's continue. Verse 10, standing afar for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchant of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buys her merchandise anymore. See? Verse 16, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, purple and scarlet, and decked with gold, precious stone, and pearl, for in 1 hour for so great riches come to naught, and every shipmaster and all her company, ship and sailor, as many as trade by sea, stood afar. So this is not talk about the Vatican City again. And they cried when they saw the smoke of it burning, saying, what city is like into this great city? See? You see? You see? That is judgment, man. That's judgment for Babylon, man. You see? Judgment for Babylon, you see? And I don't want to make this lesson too long, so I'll finish by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Lakaha Kadash, double honor to the elder and apostle of the mission who do well. A peace, blessing, salutation to you, Akim, who pushes this truth to the four winds of the heaven. I hope you brothers were edified. On to the next. Shalom.